Welcome to episode 5 of Poems and Stories. Today's story is called A Story of Sugar. On an island in the West Indies called Cuba, there was a fine field of sugarcane. The hot sun shone on its yellow, purple, and green stalks. The long green leaves rustled and whispered in the hot wind, singing, "Rustle, rustle, the juice in our stalks is very sweet. Rustle, rustle, we'll make fine sugar for people to eat." The planter rode out of his field one day. He cut off a piece of sugar cane and tasted it. "It is time to cut my sugar cane," he said. The workers came with their sharp knives. Slish, slash, down the rows of tall stalks they went, cutting the sugar cane close to the ground. Strip, strip, they pulled off the long leaves. The stalks were piled on wooden carts drawn by oxen and hauled to the little railroad that ran through the fields. Then they were loaded on flat cars and taken to the crushing mill. The green stalks were carried up to the mill with a long moving belt. Great steel rollers were ready to crush the stalks. Through the great rollers they went. Crush, squeeze went the rollers. Out trickled the sugarcane juice into long troughs. The juice flowed through the troughs and into big kettles with hot flames underneath. Soon the juice was boiling and bubbling and merrily singing, "Our juice is sweet, our juice is sweet, we'll make fine sugar for people to eat." Soon the juice became a great sticky mass. Part was molasses and part was brown sugar. It was put into great round tanks that had many little holes inside. Round and round the tanks began to whirl. The brown sugar stuck tight to the sides of the tank, but the molasses dripped out. As the brown sugar whirled round and round, it sang, "Now we are sugar, so brown and so sweet, soon we'll be ready for people to eat." The brown sugar was not ready yet for people to eat, for it was only raw sugar. It was scraped off the sides of the tank and packed into big sacks. These sacks were carried away and loaded on a big boat in the harbor of Havana. When the boat was loaded, it set sail for the United States. After many days, the boat docked in the harbor by a tall building. This was a sugar refinery. The raw sugar was sent up to the top floor of the refinery. It was washed and filtered and cleaned. It became a clear yellow syrup. Then it was put into great tanks once more, where it was boiled and bubbled. At last it was filtered through black charcoal and came out snowy white. It was set into molds to cool. Now into great whirling machines the white blocks of sugar went. Sharp knives cut it finer and finer. The whirling sugar crystals sang, "Whir, cut, whir, cut. Now we are sugar, fine and sweet. Whir, cut, whir, cut. Now we are sugar, white and sweet. Now we are ready for people to eat." And sure enough, they were. By Florence E. Matthews. Thank you for listening. Again, this is from Poems and Stories, written in 1930, so any questionable words or phrases are simply a reflection of what is the written material and do not reflect my personal or professional opinions. Thank you so much for getting to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.